We're here for a good time, not for a long time. Why not do it? Time is such a fragile gift. You only get one life to live. So take the memories that last. And here's a toast, raise a glass to those still here and those that have passed. And remember the fun of being young and dumb.
Our mission here on the Veterans Voice podcast is to remind you all that you're not alone. As you hear through the stories of our guests each and every week, we have all struggled, we have all turned to poor outlets to cope with life, and we have all felt alone at times. But these are the reasons we need to all be there for one another within the veteran community, a community whose voice is needed in America more than ever.
So tell me, where does time go? A little further down the road, gone in the blink of an eye. Man, as short as fly. Now it's hard to live for fun when all the laws have changed.
This is the Veterans Voice podcast.
It's getting hard to live for fun.
And this is a reminder that you're not alone.
In these modern days.
USAA is proudly celebrating 100 years of serving the military community. It was a group of soldiers who launched USAA in 1922 by joining together to insure each other's vehicles when no one else would. Since then, USAA has grown to more than 13 million members strong. And through it all, one thing has remained. USAA is still serving the military community and their families. Find out more at usaa.com/100.
All right, so we have Jason and Valerie here from the Jason Lee Band. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I love having musicians on here. It's always fun. Big music guy myself, and I love to have you guys on and have you guys tell us about your story. So what do you guys got going on?
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're a local Southern Colorado band here. We formed last year doing original rock music. We all come from a background of different genres, jazz, blues. Our bass player has a studio up in Parker area. He gives lessons, so we all come from different backgrounds, and we discovered each other playing cover music and cover band, and we wanted to go a different direction and do original music, and so we started this venture, and we're gaining momentum in this endeavor, and it's been real good so far. It's been a fun venture. Had its ups and downs, but we're hanging with it.
I gotcha. So you said you guys all come from different genres. How long have you guys been playing music, both you guys?
I've been playing about 20 years.
Okay, wow.
So just a little while.
And you've been drums the whole time, or just everything?
Play a little bit of everything, but drums is where it's at for me.
Awesome, that's cool.
I picked up a guitar. I think it was 2007 up in Cripple Creek, Colorado. I taught myself guitar to impress a girl in school.
That checks out.
And I was originally a drummer. That's how I learned how to read music and learn the fundamentals behind it. But I wanted to impress a girl in school, and I think I got the better end of the stick on that. But so then in 2008, I made money as a senior in high school up there playing in the casinos, doing Johnny Cash covers and Elvis. People wanted that old rock and roll and country music. So, and now I've been playing since, on and off, and a little bit here and there, even during my time in the military. I even had a guitar over in the Middle East a little bit to perform, so that was fun. But nice. On and off over the years, yeah.
So you said you were in the Navy?
Yes.
Awesome. What'd you do?
I was primarily an aircraft mechanic. Okay. Started out on the P-3s down at the Marine Corps base, Conway Bay, down in Hawaii, and then made my way over to the H-60s, back to San Diego for the Hell Sea Combat Squadron, HSC-15, the Red Lions. And I'm not sure if they're still around or not, but that was my last active duty squadron before I...
You said AH-60s attack?
H-60s, yeah.
H-60s, yep. Okay. No, same thing as Blackhawk?
Essentially, it's the Navy's version of the Blackhawk,
gotcha. Yeah. Were you just like avionics?
No, I was the AD, so I worked on the engines, and then I went the aircrew route. So.
Oh, nice. So you're a crew chief?
Not officially full-time, no. I was what they call in training, so I was a fill-in, essentially. So,
okay.
But, yeah, learning all the ropes and stuff, yeah.
Nice. My first trip to Afghanistan, I was a chemical specialist attached to I was the chemical specialist for one of the DECOs, which is the scheduled maintenance companies. And I got so bored that my buddy was working prop and rotor because obviously the chem guy didn't have a job there in Afghanistan. He was like, "Hey, you want to learn how to build rotor heads for Apache helicopters. I was like, why not? So know a little bit about the aviation.
You just never got to the point where you wanted to make the switch, huh?
No, well, on that trip is where I met the SF guys. So
Yeah.
Taylor and I both retired special forces.
Very cool.
Met some special forces guys there, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Those guys look cool.
It's the vibe. You know, it's like walking in like Elvis back in the day. Everybody looks and says, "Man, that guy's cool."
I'll tell you what, they looked a lot cooler than I felt through most of my career. but it was fun. It was a good time, and I'm glad I made that switch. But the aviation world was fun. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to fly, but I actually that deployment deterred me from flying because I met all the pilots, and I was like, "Wow, those guys are princesses."
Yeah.
No offense to I guess there's a lot of offense to be taken with that comment, but but then I go to SF2 and they're just as big as princesses.
It's a hit or miss, you know. I think no matter where I've gone, you find the bad ones in the bunch. You're just like, screw you, dude. You know, like giving everybody a bad name.
Oh yeah,
The ones you don't want the public to see, and they do anyways. You're just like, oh god.
Those prima donnas, those ones that are breaking strap packs, and but that's cool. So you brought your guitar over. How many deployments did you get?
Oh, just did 2.
2?
Yeah, one was only, it was a full, but technically a partial. It was just under 6. So
Okay.
it felt like a full one though.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Oof. Yeah, where'd you go?
It was over. The first one was over there in Iraq, yeah, and then the second one we were primarily doing out of the Gulf over there.
Okay,
Support.
nice. That's cool. You brought the guitar over there to help
No,
you through some days.
I didn't bring a guitar. I found a really crappy, it's like sandbox taped together sand string guitar that I borrowed from one of the local guys down there, and it only had 4 strings on it. And I said, well, what
like a
happened to your other 2
ukulele?
strings? And he was trying to find 2 more strings to replace the ones he lost because I guess they were hard on it. So we tried to order him some guitar strings and everything like that. But yeah, so that was a lot of just trying to figure out how to play the blues on a 4-string guitar, I guess. But it's
Still
kinda
probably a little bit of soothingness to it.
yeah, it was fun, you know. It took your mind off things.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all that damn sand, you know.
Yeah, that was the best, man. When you had someone in your unit or whatever that good guitarist, good singer, something, and you can just drown out for a night, just sit there and listen to some
Oh, yeah.
music. Live music's the greatest.
Oh yeah.
So, Valerie, how about you? So you said you started playing drums 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was 10 years old when I started playing drums.
Holy cow!
I actually wanted to play trumpet because my mom, she's a jazz trumpet musician, and
Nice.
she's prior military as well.
Cool.
But she deterred me. She was like, I don't think you'd be good at that, and I think you should play drums. So she bought me a drum set, which is weird because most parents don't
Very
want their kids
opposite
to
of that.
play drums. But she went and got me one. She was like, I think you should try this. And yeah, I picked it up pretty quick and decided that was where I wanted to stay.
Nice. What do you
been
think her
doing it ever
reasoning
since.
for that to deter you from the trumpet?
I think she just thought that brass was a hard instrument, and
Yeah.
she played brass her whole life, and she was like, yeah, that's shrill. Drums aren't shrill.
That's awesome.
No, I don't know. She said I was good at rhythm. She said
Okay.
that from a young age she picked up that I was really good at that kind of thing. So
That's
she
cool.
thought I'd be good at that or the bass. So
Uh-huh.
I
So
chose drums.
have you been in several bands since then?
Yeah, I've played a little bit around the country here and there and
Okay.
done some different touring and traveling and on the road, that kind of thing, and played on a couple different records and things like
Nice.
that. But
That's
happy
cool.
to be here now.
That's cool. Yeah. So you guys are a rock band.
hmm
Said you sound a little bit AC/DC, a little bit Tesla. When you guys got the full band out here, obviously with acoustic, it's going to sound a little different. But what brought you guys to that genre?
I guess it just had fun doing it.
Yeah.
When we played in the cover band, I just I got really good at Journey and AC/DC have always been some of my favorites.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And so when we go to play, You Shook Me All Night Long or whatever, and the crowds would just always react to it. And then over time, I always wanted to sing like Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
So I worked on it, getting the dream on, and then found out that I could transfer it over to AC/DC and stuff. So we do these covers, and the people come up to us and just say, "Man, that was awesome. Play more of that. Play more." We just had fun doing it, and realized that it's kind of different.
Yeah.
My voice isn't the wonderful, smooth Ed Sheeran that everybody might like, but it's not a terrible throw a bottle at my head, I guess. I don't know. But we make it work, and it's fun. We just like to rock.
That's awesome.
Like to shred the guitar, and Valerie, when she gets going on those drums, rips just the meanest solo. She'll play drums around, I'll put her up against just about anybody. I'll put money on it. And our bass player, he's just like, 6'7" tall.
He's a very tall guy.
Guy that just gets up there and just hammers it on that bass, and he's fantastic.
That's awesome.
And he, like I said, he gives lessons and stuff. So it really just comes down to, we're here for a good time, not for a long time.
Yeah,
Why not do it?
Yeah, absolutely. So you just got back from Nashville, you said?
Yes.
Just recorded a couple singles, EPs?
One's going to be a single. The other's just going to be a variation of one that's on the album we're currently working on. So
Okay.
we're working on different variations of a couple of our songs.
Okay.
And,
Is that your... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
It's just so like once we'll have an acoustic version of a song and the electric version on the album, and just because we want to offer different approaches to different strokes for different folks, we like to play different stuff, and if we could have as many fun variations of our stuff as possible, then we're all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Open it up to as many listeners as possible.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah, that's. I mean, for me, that's what music's all about. Get as many people going in a certain way. Like.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, is that your first time down in Nashville recording, or you guys been down there before?
Not her first time, my first time. I've been trying to get down there for 16 years, something like that.
Yeah.
I just never made it happen until now. Valerie, you've been down there a couple times.
Yep. Recorded a couple times down there and
Yeah.
played the circuit.
Yeah, it's a cool place down there. It's gotten a little crazy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is crazy.
It's I mean,
Broadway.
yeah, my buddies were stationed at Fort Campbell there.
Okay. Yep.
They
Clarksville.
Yep. But they live down on Broadway.
Oh gosh.
They made that drive every day.
That's rough.
We used to go there. That was probably about 15 years ago, and it's changed a lot in those 15 years. It's a little bit crazier now.
It
It's
is.
almost like I'd rather go off Broadway
Mhm.
and hang out at some of the bars. One, because you hear the cool music off of Broadway. If you're
Yeah,
on Broadway, it's nothing but
It's all
covers.
the same thing.
It's all the same music.
right.
Every bar you go to, you hear great bands,
Mm-hmm.
but everyone's playing the same thing. But if
That's
you go
it.
one block either
Yep.
direction,
Mm-hmm.
you'll hear you're not hearing covers anymore. You're hearing
Yep.
normal, like awesome original stuff with great, phenomenal bands.
Yeah,
My
we met some neat people down there who actually one of our acquaintances down there, Valerie knows, he's drummed. He shared the stage with some pretty big names.
He
in the
used to play
industry.
for Big and Rich.
Oh wow!
He was-
Okay, that'll do it. Yeah.
He was showing
Yep.
us some of the places to go to hear the original music, and I was real impressed with some of the stuff I was hearing.
He's
It's-
singer-songwriters, and some of the stuff that's coming out of there is really cool.
Really, really cool.
yeah.
I agree.
Especially if you have an open mind.
yeah,
I mean, if you're solely a death metal, heavy metal guy, then it's definitely not for
not
you.
your place.
No.
You know, but if you
Not
go
bad.
down there and you like a little bit, if you're a ragtag crew that likes a little bit of
a
everything,
little bit of rock, a little bit of country, a
Yeah.
little bit of yeah.
yeah, then you'll just love it.
You'll find
love it,
definitely
yeah.
find your niche down there for
Exactly.
sure. So how many days are you guys down there recording?
We were down there about 5 days.
Mhm.
5 days.
Out of those 5 days, 4 of them were in the studio, and one
Awesome.
of them was just kind of between travel and leisure. So,
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
I love studio. One of my buddies I was telling you about earlier, Tim, went up and he was recording up in Fort Collins in a studio up there, and it was real cool to sit
Very
there and
cool.
see that whole process.
Mhm.
I actually sang back up a little bit.
Nice.
But just super cool to see those beautiful minds.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
when you in there, those engineers start going and they're like just tweaking things at just one little thing at a time, and
yeah.
you're like, wow.
Mhm.
Well, it's the creative process, I think,
Mhm.
no matter what you're doing. Even back in the military, with, USF guys, how can we get this thing done?
Yeah.
It's a creative process, no matter what you do. Too, there's a joy to it. I think.
Mhm.
For me, it's music.
Yeah.
Some people like to paint. Other hobbies. I like to work on old cars. It doesn't matter what it is. I think it's just a creative process.
Yeah.
Studio's no different.
Yeah.
It's applicable to anything, really.
Yeah, just how your brain's wired too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's brain's wired completely differently,
Differently.
and it's but it is cool to see someone that's really honed in that craft
yeah.
Mhm.
and just
Yeah, absolutely.
really at a professional level, So what song did you record down there? What was this single?
Well, we wrote this acoustic song specifically for the studio down there. They wanted us to come record an acoustic thing, and I said, well, we don't really have anything like that, but we wrote it to take down there to record. So it's a song called Young and Dumb. It's about growing up right here in Colorado and, just experiencing life, so to speak. And kind of a folk rock acoustic sort of thing to it. Actually, it could borderline different genres, really, I think. But it was specifically written to go down there and record in this studio. So it's one of our acoustic songs we wrote specifically for that experience.
That's awesome. So were you guys both in the writing process of it? You guys sit down together, and are you like predominantly the writer, or how does that work?
Well, generally how it goes is I'll write the songs and get the approval from the band, send it up, like, hey, I like this song. What do you guys think? And if it's something we all can see ourselves, because we all have to share the stage together, even though prominently I'm writing the songs, do you want to be up there sharing the stage with somebody you don't want to? So we all got to be in agreement on things.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I'll write these songs and think, okay, I might have something here. I really like this song or something, or I don't know, I need a second opinion on this, and I'll present it to the band. And if we get one we like and then I want to roll with, I thing about our band is we try not to stifle anybody's creativity. So generally speaking, I'll write the song, I'll do a rough cut of the tracks, and some of the stuff I'll have different instruments on just while I'm writing it in my studio because that's what I'm hearing. But when we come together, that's just, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean, or like Guidelines, really, So we can throw it out the window and let them come up with their own creative stuff on it. And in the process of doing so, we've this last year we've started to find our groove. We started to fall into it, and I think we're really getting our sound dialed in, and I really like it. And like I said, we're going back down to Nashville. We have a producer down there we're working with who's going to be doing our rock album, and he really likes our sound too. And so we're just trying to dial it in at this point and dial it in without pigeonholing ourselves. I guess we have our sound, but at the end of the day, we don't just want to be known for as a one-trick pony.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, that's really important, within that band, because you eventually have to be a family. You have to understand, like say for us in the military, right? When we're walking through the woods, I know exactly who's walking in front of me. I don't care how dark it is, because I know their gait. I know how they walk. I know how they talk. I know their movements. And when you guys are putting these songs together, it's the same kind of same atmosphere, same thing of like, okay, I know that they're going to tend to go, a little bit towards G, or, you know what I mean? Different sounds and different. So doing that, and you say for a year, I mean, I feel like it takes years and years and years to really hammer that down. So for you guys to be able to start nailing that out now is actually pretty cool. So.
It's been an interesting journey. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the advantage we have is we all have really diverse backgrounds musically, and we all have a lot of experience. Oh. So when you have those two things together, it can help. And it can help speed up the process.
We've all, I think one big factor that I don't think anybody would really want to say, because the cosmetic effect looking at the outside, but I'm just going to say it. We've all played with divas. We just wanted to be like, the hell with that. Lose the egos, And so when we get together, we try our best to kind of just, assimilate as one unit and have fun versus, I do a lot of the writing and my name may be on the banner, but it's our band.
Yeah.
We're a band,
For sure.
There's no Jason Lee band without Valerie or Taggart, my bass player, we're one unit. And I think that's due primarily to we're just so sick of these divas out here who, and they may be good. You may very well be good, but just lose the ego, and we've all, as session players, I think we've all done session work in studios and been hired to play on tours with people. And sometimes it's really fun. And sometimes you just wish every second it would just end. You're just like, I can't stand this person. Yeah. I just, you know.
You just want to go home to your dog.
Yeah, right. And when you're riding around the country in a van and stuff,
exactly,
you're like, oh.
exactly. You gotta like who you're in the van with if you're gonna be spending 20+ hours, driving to the next place.
Yeah. I hope that'll be our kind of like our secret weapon to the fuel to keep us going and getting us down the road.
Just liking each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple.
Nobody caring to have the spotlight more than the other. We just like getting paid to play our music.
Yeah, I had a buddy, he was in a band forever, and they toured for 10, 15 years. And I was living in North Carolina. They're out in Nebraska. That's where I grew up, is Nebraska. And they came, I was out there for like 6 years, lived out there for 6 years. And they came out at least 2 or 3 times a year. And the joke was, every time you came out, who was going to be the bassist this time?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I will say, it's hard to get a good bass player. They're hard to find.
Every time they came out,
different person.
Different person, and they were a lot of times it felt like they were worse than the last one. I was like,
in our case, it's just getting hard to get the bass player in.
Yeah,
because
he's so tall.
I mean, he's just a tall, handsome son of a gun, And
that's cool. So. That's funny. All right, so Young and Dumb.
Yeah.
You guys just got them recorded in Nashville.
Yep.
I'd love to hear it if you guys want to play.
We'd love to play it. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Street Friday night, trying to get that feeling right, waiting for that light to turn, hit the gas, the tires burn, just living for the fun. We were 17, just living for the fun. We were young and dumb. Back road way up high, top of Skyline Drive, looking down at the city lights, and out thinking about our lives, just living for the fun. In that back seat, just living for the fun. We were young and dumb. Time is such a fragile gift, you only get one life to live. So take the memories that last, and here's a toast, raise a glass to those still here and those that have passed. And remember the fun of being young and dumb. Tell me, where does time go? A little further down the road, gone in the blink of an eye. Man, as short as fly. Now it's hard to live for fun when all the laws have changed. It's getting hard to live for fun in these modern days. Time is such a fragile gift, you only get one life to live. You take the memories that last, and here's a toast, raise a glass to those still here and those that have passed. And remember the fun of being young and dumb.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So Young and Dumb, amazing. That sounded absolutely great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What inspired that?
Like I was mentioning earlier, we needed to write an acoustic song to go down to this studio that invited us down there to Nashville, and we didn't really have anything that fit that bill, so to speak. So just sat down on the acoustic and said, well, I don't want to write another love song for this. If it's going to be one, if we're not going to have that many acoustic songs, I'd like them to be unique. And I'm a big Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers fan.
Heck yeah.
And when we went down there in the studio, we grabbed the 12-string. It's usually done on the 12-string, and it's got a whole new life to it.
Oh, I bet.
And Corey down there at Claw Studios, he's a guru with those guitars, and he just made that 12-string have its whole life of its own. So it was totally just a Tom Petty vibe. I was just like, I was a long-time Tom Petty and Heartbreakers fan. I just rolled with it when I was writing it. So.
Colorado Computer Support. Imagine never having to worry about your information systems ever again. Colorado Computer Support, the exclusive Veterans Voice technology partner meeting all of our computing needs. Colorado Computer Support is veteran-owned. They're your team for innovative, collaborative IT services and solutions to enhance and support your Colorado business. When you need IT services to keep your business going, make sure the Colorado Computer Support team is on your team. Call 719-355-2440. To learn more, that's 719-355-2440.
The Veterans Voice is sponsored in part by Optum and is produced in the Optum Podcast Studio. Optum and Mountain View Medical Group offer 15 clinics throughout the Pikes Peak region. Their primary and specialty care doctors provide quality, patient-centered care backed by Optum's industry-leading health services and technology. They're dedicated to helping our community live healthier while keeping care affordable. Visit optum.com/Colorado to learn more and schedule your appointment today.
So I want to go back to your Navy career, obviously, Veterans Voice here. I wanted to highlight the fact that you are a veteran and thank you for your service and what you've done. Do you find any of your music changed at all through that time or was influenced at all through your military time?
Actually, I found it more or less the opposite. I found that it influenced my experience. My music influenced my experiences, and not the other way around.
Oh wow, okay.
So, we had when we were deployed, we had a local command talent show, so to speak.
Nice.
And I was able to get my hands on a guitar, and I went out there and I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, so just went out there and did "I've Been Everywhere" by Johnny Cash. And the board of judges was, I remember it was a major and a lieutenant from the Navy. There was different branches there, and I don't remember what. But I said, yeah, you're into the next round. They loved it so much just because it's a Johnny Cash song, and it was upbeat and fun. And like you said, when you're over there, sometimes it's just nice just to have something to do.
Absolutely.
And then so I said, okay. They found out I knew how to play guitar, so then I started taking requests. And so the next round of the talent show, it wasn't just one song. I ended up doing 6 songs. But it was a lot of the influence. Let's see, we did everything there from Johnny Cash again to Skynyrd to, I don't even remember everything we did. I was doing Christmas songs at one point in time. It was crazy. But they just loved hearing that, and everybody loved, even the guys who liked rap, they're like, well, it's not country, but I don't know if you've ever heard "I've Been Everywhere." It's the closest thing you get to rap, You get all these places, Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, yada, yada, yada. So it just really brought everybody together. And then from there on out, occasionally it was just playing the guitar here or there where I could. But I wouldn't say my experiences influenced my guitar play. Well, in a way they did. It inspired me to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because even though at that time I wasn't very good, a lot of 3 chords, 4 chord songs, still learning theories and structures, and I didn't know anything about the Nashville numbering system at that point in time. I'd be like, go to the 1, go to the 5. I'd be like, what? But so it could be very easy to go, well, this is just a hobby or whatever. But now we're trying to make a living doing it. So
that's cool. Yeah, because who knows if you would have just set that guitar down and never picked it up all those deployments, and who knows if you ever would have picked it back up, and you let people drift away while you're over there. So I'll never forget my first trip to Afghanistan was 2007, and we were on a small base on the Pakistan border, and we were getting rocketed every day.
Jeez.
And none of the USOs would come out to our base because
it was
just so dangerous. But freaking Toby Keith showed up with his
guitarist.
See
Toby at the USO.
That's awesome.
What a cool
he showed up,
He was playing to probably 75 to 100 people. And when he played American Soldier, man, there wasn't a dry eye in that house. Like it was absolutely amazing. But just being able to be a part of that and just being able to shut your brain off for a little while and listen to someone play music is it's huge. I mean, and then all that stuff kind of stopped. My last 2 deployments, I mean, they weren't coming out to FOBs, out to the further bases at all. I mean, you had to go to either the big bases, Bagram, Kandahar, to even get anything remotely like that. But then I had to go to Camp Buring in Kuwait. At the end of my deployment in 2021, we shut down Afghanistan, and they had like salsa night.
How fun.
They had talent show nights.
Cool.
I mean, every night they had this huge stage there in the middle of the desert, middle of nowhere. I mean, there's not a tree in sight. Yeah. And they're giving these guys a little bit of fun, you know, which is really cool. So I think that's awesome. That's great. You picking that guitar up out there helped out a lot of people.
I never got Toby Keith or anything quite like that, but did you guys ever get Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band?
I've seen them because I work for not a nonprofit and another nonprofit called Special Forces Foundation.
They were the best.
So I've seen them at a bunch of different galas.
Yeah. I've seen them twice. They didn't get any A-listers like that, but man, Gary, he's a heck of a guy.
I mean, he's A-lister now, I think, just because of it. Well, the stuff he does.
Well, he should be.
Yeah, I mean, he gives a lot, man.
You know, I believe in what goes around comes around, and that guy, man, I've seen it firsthand. His operations that he's not out there bragging about and stuff, but I didn't know he had a band. And I said, Gary Sinise, I know that name. And I saw Lieutenant Dan Band. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
And they're good.
Oh, they were real
good. It's a huge jam band.
Oh, they're real good.
I think there's like 20 members in the band. But I've seen them at a few galas through nonprofit organizations.
They're just out there having fun with it.
Oh, they're riot. Yeah.
So I never got Toby Keith or anything, but I got Lieutenant Dan, and I got him with both of his legs. So,
awesome.
Yeah. There you go, even better.
So Valerie, you being an Army brat, were you born and raised here?
Yeah, I wasn't really brat. My mom was National Guard, so she did her whole term here in Colorado.
Gotcha.
She did a little bit over in Germany, and actually Hall & Oates came out when she was over there. So that was like her favorite thing. So I had to listen to a lot of Hall & Oates growing up because she thought they were so good. It was cool that they came out. Yeah. She was over in Germany for a little while. So
cool. Do you think that that military experience influenced your life at all? Or
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, so you said your mom played trumpet. Mm-hmm. Did she play with military bands at all?
So that was her goal. She signed up because she wanted to go play with the Army band, and they kind of told her she could, get on and sign up quickly and go get through basic, and then they would have a spot for her, and then they never had a spot for her, and then she became a heavy wheeled vehicle mechanic. And so
you mean the recruiters lied to her? What?
So that's kind of what happened to her. But I don't think she would have done it any other way. She she went into education after her Army career, but she actually stopped playing trumpet for like 20 years because she was kind of doing her military thing and taking care of me and whatnot. And I got her back into music. So, awesome. I picked up my drum, started playing in bands around town. And my parents would have to take me out to bars to play. And because I was underage, I was like 11 and 12 years old playing in a blues band around Colorado Springs area.
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
So either my mom or dad they were always there, and they still come out to a lot of our shows. But there was a big band, a jazz band I was playing in for a little bit, and they were like, we need trumpet players. And so I found her trumpet that I didn't even know she had this whole time in her closet upstairs. And we got it down, and my dad was like, I'm going to clean it up for her and see if she'll join this band. And so that was about 10 years ago. And so now she's playing. She plays more than I do sometimes.
Really?
She's in 4 different big bands around town.
Really?
And most of those people that she plays with are retired military, Air Force band people. So she's finally getting to do it. She's finally getting to do what she wanted to do.
Yeah, that's a super cool story. That's
awesome. They're all veterans now, so that's cool.
Pretty soon she might be playing with us on a few things.
Yeah, we're trying to get her to do a little bit of, a couple horn songs.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
To add trumpet in there once in a while. It's magic.
Yeah, right. I mean, that older style of rock like that. I mean, they would throw anything in those things.
Oh, synthesizer, whatever. Yeah, weird stuff.
No, that'd be super cool.
The Veterans Voice podcast is supported by Medicare Mentors. When it's time to consider your Medicare options, it's time to talk with Medicare Mentors. Medicare Mentors, powered by Spark, is veteran-owned and a long-standing partner with Mount Carmel Veterans Service Center. More than that, they go above and beyond to make sure when you need them, they're there lending a helping hand. Medicare Mentors, always above and beyond. Visit MedicareMentorsLLC.com for more information.
So, do you guys got any shows coming up? Anything coming up here in the future? What's the future look like for you guys?
Yes, actually, tomorrow night we're going to be down at the Pueblo Riverwalk from 7 to 8:30.
Okay.
Just playing an evening 90-minute set down there. Next Friday we have Parker Days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. That
Next
is
Friday
week.
we're playing, taking the stage at 4 o'clock, the main stage up there at Parker Days, and we'll be up there doing another 90-minute set.
Okay.
So, and we've got a few little things in between, but those are more of our local
Awesome.
things in this area. If anybody's interested, coming down, seeing the Jason Lee Band in their element,
Yeah,
we'd
absolutely.
love to see you.
Our summer's pretty packed. We're doing a lot of fairs and festivals and stuff in the area. So we'll have that all on our social media.
And then
Yeah,
back
and-
down to Nashville in August. So
Okay. Where can they go to social media, internet?
we have Facebook and Instagram, Jason Lee Band, Snapchat, Jason Lee Band. I realize there's multiple Jason Lees out there, so it is
There's a couple.
specifically the Jason Lee Band official. And don't be fooled. All of our pages say official underneath it and have been verified.
Got the blue stamp of
It hasn't
approval.
been
Got the little
verified.
check mark.
So,
Check mark. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
and you
I was
can
so blown away when I found out about that. I was like, really?
I thought it was a scam. At first.
100%. You
I was
got to
like,
pay
what is this,
for
some
it and
kind of
everything.
Yeah.
Photoshop crap. Everybody's got a blue ribbon next to them now. Is that like I'm
Saying
special?
that's really me. That's all that is.
Yeah, my other nonprofit, the Special Forces Foundation, I had to hire a new media person, and I was doing it for about a month, and I was like, this is a horrible
It's
idea.
hard. Yeah.
It's very difficult. I find that. And what I find difficult is I don't like to get, and I might upset somebody by saying this, but I don't like crappy content.
Yeah.
When I log into my feed, I don't like seeing stupid, oh, hi, guys, it's a Wednesday. I'm just saying hello and nothing, you know? It's like I'd rather you wait for a day or something and then say, it's been a couple days, I'm just checking in or something. It's hard finding good content anymore.
Meaningful content,
content.
and not getting blasted.
That's
Like
it.
The shotgun blast.
Exactly.
You got to have enough to stay relevant, but not too
much.
much to where people are like, forget these people. you
Yeah.
know? They're annoying. Unfollow.
I was getting quotes doing that, trying to find a social media director for $5,000 a month for 3 to 5 posts a week.
Wow.
I'm in the wrong business.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Make 6 figures a year.
oh
doing it.
my gosh, it was crazy. But yeah, awesome. Well, I'll definitely have you repeat that. But no, honestly, you guys sound great.
Thank you.
Definitely push you guys, through our pages and our channels
Appreciate
and
it.
stuff.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can come out and catch you guys playing sometime. And thank your mother for her service, and thank you for your service. And
Thank you for your
Yeah,
guys'
thank you
service.
guys.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us
Yeah.
on this show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. This is great. I love having musicians on, especially good ones.
Yeah.
So, I need you to say your social media, any way they can get a hold of you, and your next couple events coming up.
So we are the Jason Lee Band. You can find us at Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, the Jason Lee Band. We are official there. Don't fall for that fake stuff. There's a lot of Jason Lees out there. I am not the actor, Jason Lee. But anyways, you can get a hold of us on all those platforms. We respond back to you. We've got a couple upcoming shows in this centralized Colorado area this next week. Saturday, we'll be at the Colorado Springs Airport in the main forum from 11 to 2, just playing some of our originals mixed in with some covers, just getting some good mood music for people flying in and out of that wonderful local airport. And again, they're a big supporter of veterans as well, so shout out to Colorado Springs Airport. This coming Saturday, we'll after the Colorado Springs Airport, we'll be up in Kiowa, Colorado at 8 o'clock for their little rodeo they have up there, and that's going to be a good time. We're going to be rocking from 8 o'clock onward and making rodeo of our own. Next Friday, we have Parker Days. We will be taking the main stage of Parker Days in Parker, Colorado at 4 o'clock. And we'll be doing a 90-minute set, and we'd love to see you there. Come up, make a request of your favorite song with us. Maybe we know it, maybe we don't, but it'd sure be good to talk to you either way. So,
All right.
thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Jason Lee Band.
Thank you.
Thank you.